Well, welcome back, gang. Thanks an awful lot for hanging in there. You're watching BNN TV's It's All About Arts, and my name is Glenn Williams, and welcome back. We'd love you to join us if you can. I keep telling you, please give us a call if you want. We're at 617-708-3290. If there's a block on your phone, star 82 gets you right through to Davey in the other room, and Davey can help you get out on the air, talk a little bit about what's going on with you. But right now, it's my great pleasure and honor to introduce you to Cariappa
Annaiah.
Say the last name again.
Annaiah.
Annaiah.
That's right.
Cariappa, thank you very much for being here with us.
Thank you.
You are a phenomenal artist and writer.
Yes.
Let me ask you. Let's start with the art. What kind of art do you do? I mean,
yes, I'm a self-taught eclectic artist, and
okay.
and I have used various media.
Yeah.
And I've used fabric, cloth, and I've used wood and aluminum to make panels. And for the longest time, I've used film and digital photography.
Okay.
Therefore, when I introduce myself, I like to tell people that I'm an artist who uses the medium of photography at the moment. I could use any other medium.
At any moment.
That's right.
At any time of the day.
Yeah.
Well, I think that begs the fair question. You prefer at this moment photography, but when you first got started, were you much like the bunch of us in a younger stage at school, where you kind of got an opportunity to start drawing and stuff and never gave it up, or is it something that came to you later on?
It came to me later on, and art has always been in my life.
Yeah.
And my sister was an artist, where she was very good. She used to sketch very well.
Uh-huh.
So I was introduced to art for a long time, and I noticed that I also had a very good eye. But even growing up, I noticed things that other people wouldn't notice.
Okay. No,
and so I just took naturally to photography. You know, in the beginning with film photography.
No, okay, I'm sorry.
And while in India, one of my artwork pieces was accepted for the first biennial of Indian black and white photography.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a great start.
Yes, and then when I came to the U.S., now I'm a Copley artist at the Copley Society of Art.
Oh, you are? You're on Newbury Street. That's a great crowd.
Yes.
Oh, that's good for you. I'm happy to hear that. That's kind of cool. Well, if you started off photography, now it was analog back.
Yes.
Oh, listen to me, back then.
Yes.
It was analog. Did you come into the digital age gracefully, or did you come in kicking and screaming like a lot of people I know?
No, I came in gracefully, but I bided my time because I waited till the censors came up to the films, to the 35mm film format, and only then did I jump into it.
Right.
And when I jumped in with my feet.
Got Photoshop and everything, huh?
Yes, and one thing though, all my work is in real time. That is, what you see is what I saw.
Okay.
I don't do any post-processing in terms of changing elements and stuff like that. Obviously, I've got to go through a digital darkroom, and therefore I use Photoshop. But I would use it only to change contrast minimally or sharpen. But otherwise, I don't work with high dynamic range photography. I don't work in layers.
Right.
So basically, I tell my
this is my eye.
This is my eye.
Well, do you set up your shots then?
Yes.
I mean, is there a process before? Because with analog, you'd have to get your lighting right. You'd have to sit, you know.
Correct. I use natural light to a large extent, ambient light if I can. But most of my photography is usually one shot. I don't take multiple shots, numerous things, and then pick one. And so I set it up, and I just take one shot. And
you're being very kind to that digital age, you know. I mean, there are people who, put a multiple shot on there and take 5 and 6, put them together just to get the depth.
That's right. It's called high dynamic range photography.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's something that I don't do. And it's not some moral imperative. It's basically, I like to think that my art portrays or reflects reality, that when you take a decision, it's final. There's no going back on that decision, whatever that decision is. You can take multiple decisions over time and make at different times, but at any given time, you make that single decision.
It's literally a snapshot.
That's right.
Yeah, that's great. Do you carry a point and shoot around with you just in case you come across something?
I do, and some of my good pieces have come through point and shoot. So that's why I tell people when someone asks me, what's the type of camera that you use? I said, don't bother about the camera. Just make sure you have an eye for it.
I'm glad you said that, because that was my next question. Why don't we look at some of your work? Let's
Sure.
bring up some of your stuff and see if we can't figure it out.
So I work in series, and the series are like for example, this is called the Reflections on Ice and Water, and this the piece is called Magic Forest, and this is an entire reflection of the tree, which is actually to the bottom of the screen. You don't see the tree. This is the entire
this
reflection
is
on
the
ice and
water.
water. Yes.
Oh, I can see the rock and the water
That's right.
to the right.
To the right. It's a log.
I wouldn't have known that unless you'd pointed it out.
That's right. And I call it Magic Forest.
So this picture's upside down.
Upside down. And the point is, the real tree is down there, not seen.
That's pretty cool.
And this is the sort of thing that I pride myself upon. I say I have the eye to pick this out. And what you see is what I saw.
That's pretty cool.
And so this is called Magic Forest.
Okay.
The next one is from my series called Smear Paintings, and this is called Undulating on the Cosmic Highway. What I do is I take finger paints, in this case actually udder cream, and I paint on glass, and I shoot in real time. The blue that you see is the blue from the sky, and what's not clear maybe on the screen just now are dots that signify cosmos, the stars in the cosmos.
I see it.
So it's called Undulating on the Cosmic Highway. And again, like I said, this is what you see is what I saw. And another unique part of my work is that every one of these is original. I only do editions of one, like a painting. The next, yes.
There's no 1 through 25?
No,
Okay.
this is just one. This is a piece called Harmonious Rift from the series Twist, Tear, and Drop. And here you see a couple where the shadows are in complete harmony, but they seem to be divided by this very white, significant divide. But they're both embedded in various shades of gray. So basically signifying a relationship where normally there are no black and white answers to things. They're all grays and different shades of gray. However, this couple has allowed this very massive drift to come in. They're still harmonious, but there's a very significant rift. So my point here is I call it Harmonious Rift, and it's a
They're still speaking, but something's wrong.
That's right.
Okay, I get it. That's cool.
This is from my series called Installations, and it's called 8 Avatars of 7. So there are 8 images of 7, as you see. The entire installation is at the bottom, and the main thing is, I've just blown up one on the top.
Yeah.
And basically saying 7 can come in different forms. They may be not seen very clearly, but it's still 7. So truth can come in different forms.
Very cool.
And sometimes you may get mistaken. The next one is from my series called Dance. It's called Tux Trio. I believe dance and music is one of a human being's greatest achievements. And so in honor of that, I have the series basically where you see this stamens of flowers and flower petals.
Dancing. Right?
Yes.
I think we have time for, is there one more?
No.
Oh, now we're going to go to the poetry.
That's right. I'm also...
It's a whole other side of you that we haven't even touched yet. And those are very beautiful.
Thank you.
What are the sizes?
Yes, so my standard size is 28 by 40.
Oh my goodness.
Yes,
That's
but
big.
I can come in any size depending on.
Yeah, well, it's photography.
Yeah. But it's all edition of one.
Yes. Let's talk about this. This
Yes.
is fabulous.
Thank you. So these books, truisms mostly, reflections on life, living, and relationships. They're short poems in the form of very similar to the poetry of Piet Hein, a Danish polymath,
Yeah.
and Ogden Nash, an American humorist.
Right.
And
There they are.
so why truisms? Because I believe that, I'm making a very huge general statement here, which I think is true, is that in our personal lives and in our professional lives, most of the problems that we face is because of lack of mentorship and lack of apprenticeship. And the fact is that most people have forgotten truisms which are really, part and parcel of life.
Yeah.
And this is my contribution to trying to make that better. that is to help in the mentorship and apprenticeship in relationships and in the professional life.
Okay.
I'd like to
read
some.
Read a couple,
Thank
sure.
you. So my poetry, because it's so short, the title comes along with the poem itself. So this is homage to René Descartes, the French mathematician and philosopher. Right. So it says, Descartes rephrased, I breathe, therefore I am alive. I am alive, therefore I can think. Mistake not breathing for thinking.
True.
Thank you. The next one is, question to the married. You married when firm. Will you stay together when the other is infirm?
28 years. To the same woman, too.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. Question for the ages. How do you get from here to there when all you have is here and now? Find a mentor, not a tormentor, who is here and was there. Befriend the aged. They have been there. Free them from the cage of age as they free you from the egg of vague. You've got to think about it.
Think about it. No, these are fabulous. Don't bother. Why are we on this earth? Who knows? Do you? Perfect. Mm-hmm. That's great.
Can I read a few more?
A couple more. Then yep, that'd be great.
Black and white, not black or white. Night becomes day, and day becomes night in gradual shades of black and white. We humans wish that we could stop the time of flight and call something black or white. Learn from the day, learn from the night, that there is no true black or white.
This is true, and you've used that in your visual, in your photography as well.
That's right.
That's fabulous. Where can people, these are almost like day, you open it up and pull one out for the day.
That's right, exactly.
Affirmation, I think, is the word that I was
and
looking for.
They need to be revisited, because depending on the time of day, depending on the time of your life, depending on your mood, you will get something out of it.
Right. No question. I want to thank you very much for being here with us. Do you have a website people can go to, to get
my
more
website is www.cariappa.net, and my books are available on Amazon.
Well, thank you very much for being here. It was a pleasure. I think you should come back, bring some more. I'd love to see some of your work live in the studio. I know that we're blogged in with this, having to use, the computer to get things in, but I always love to have pieces on
I'd be glad to get
in the studio. So why don't you, we'll talk about coming back again. Thank you very much for being here.